Welcome everybody, I am the Fine Art Medium. So if you're new, welcome. I am Emily, I'm a medium, and my main abilities are clairsentience, clairaudience, with a little bit of clairvoyance. I consider myself a mental medium to where I mostly see things through my third eye, not like outright, you know, how like they have it in movies and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to just clear that up. So anyway, this video is going to be a recap, or not a recap, but like an update video of my last one of the person that might need an exorcism. Anyway, so let's get this ball rolling here, shall we? So I get invited to, do the cleansing. Cool. And I go up to this person's room and, I'm talking to them, gauging where they are, like, mentally. Yeah, not too good. And I just want to say this, for anyone who does this work or wants to do this work, whether they're an exorcist or just help with hauntings and stuff, it's very important to gauge the person's mental health, because mental health issues can look like oppression or hauntings and stuff. And hauntings and oppression can look like mental illness. So you got to be aware of which it could be, or it could be both. In this situation, okay, I knew this person my entire life, right? I knew where they were mentally. But so we've been in the same places a lot, okay? And so that's important. But so I know this person has some mental health issues. But the thing is, the hallucinations that they were having and the symptoms they were having and the place they were having those issues were the same place I was having the issues, and they were the same hallucinations I was having, okay? So I knew that it wasn't all mental health problem, okay? Because how can two different people experience the same symptoms without talking to each other about the thing, like of the problems, have the same issues in the same place without knowing one another's like issues, right? Yeah, that's how I knew. It was like, no, this is not just all mental health. Yes, they have mental health situation going on. But that's the thing. That's how all these entities are attracted. They love that shit. And this person, I believe, is going through an awakening, right? So they're going to be able to see more, and it's going to freak them the fuck out too. So that's the other thing. So anyway, I didn't tell them what I was there for because I didn't want them to freak out. Because like I said before, if entities know what you're there for, if they know you're going to kick them out, they're going to retaliate pretty much, right? And speaking of retaliation, the night before, before I go there, I see a spider entity in my room, and it's a big one. And I'm just like, no, like, get the fuck out. Like, no, this is not okay. On the astral realm, I kicked it the fuck out. And I didn't have an issue. That one was actually really easy to kick out. Anyway, but so back to, real time here, kind of. So I'm there, and I go downstairs, and I talk to the family. And I'm like, okay, we need to do a cleansing. Because I see this, this, and this. There's a portal in the parents' room. Don't know how it got there. Sometimes shit just happens. I honestly believe shit just happens sometimes. But these entities, and because this person's really close to me, I believe, and this is not me being narcissistic in any way. This is my rationale, like, thinking here. I really do believe that those entities went after this person, not only because, they're going through a spiritual awakening and because they had mental illness, so he's already like a magnet, but to retaliate against me because this person is, one of the closest people in my life, okay? And also, typically when I have warnings, of shit about to happen, I'll see 666. Kind of corny, but that's just my way of knowing, okay, something might be coming my way. Well, the thing is, I saw that number 666 a bunch of fucking times and nothing happened. And I was just like, interesting. The last time that happened, where I saw it and nothing happened, an entity retaliated through another person against me. Not gonna go into specifics there, but pretty much. Yeah. Another person was used to get back at me. And so this is how I believe is why, part of the reason why. I think it's only half the reason why, but anyway. But so I'm like, okay, I'm about to do the cleansing. We need to start in this person's room first because it's the furthest room of the house. And the second the person got whiff of that, they freaked the fuck out. And I warned them. Before, I showed up. I said, if they find out, they're gonna freak the fuck out. It's gonna look like a fucking panic attack or a mental illness breakdown. But it's the entity. And of course, they did not heed my warning. So when they heard, what I was there to do, and they freaked out, the family were like, oh my God, we can't do it now. They're having a panic attack. They're having a psychiatric break or whatever the fuck you call it. And I'm just like, no, that's the entity. The entity knows I'm here to kick it the fuck out. And now it's using him to retaliate to make you not want the cleansing. Like I had warned you was going to happen. And, they didn't listen to me. And so I begged. I was like, listen, I have to do this because this person is a candidate for possession. They are, okay? Their symptoms kept getting worse, and the symptoms are still getting worse. You can put a person on so much medication because at the end of the day, right, if this is paranormal, which it is, medication isn't gonna help. Which, it's not helping. Not funny. But anyway, yeah, it's not helping. And so I was like, we really need to at least clean the house, do the cleansing in the house, because there's a portal in another room. So that at least would help close that portal. Nope, couldn't do that either. And then, we got into the other person's head, well, I also have asthma, and I can't do this. I can't be breathing that stuff in. And it's like, you were cool with it, a little bit ago. Because this other person's having a fucking mental breakdown, entity mental breakdown, because it's from the entity too. You're just not gonna do it? Like, what's the worst that can happen? And they're like, well, he could try to force us to take him back to the ER. And I'm like, well, in order for him to go to the ER, you'd have to take him. So if you don't take him, he doesn't go. Because this person's been to the ER like 2 or 3 times, and they're saying there's nothing wrong with him. Of course there's not anything wrong with him, physically, because it's paranormal. I've been through this. Okay? I know what it's like to have all these physical symptoms, and then the doctor be like, there's nothing wrong with you. I had that. I don't know if I made a video of this, but almost a year ago, actually, it was after I had COVID. So I just assumed it had to do with COVID symptoms, like after effects, because a lot of people were experiencing some fucked up shit. But this was like a month or so after COVID, right? I was having trouble breathing. And it always hit me when I was trying to sleep, right? And it was weird. I was tested for sleep apnea, like vitamin and nutrient deficiency. I was tested for everything. Had fucking MRIs, x-rays, everything. Nothing. There was nothing wrong. Whereas if it was a COVID thing, I feel like they would have found something, right? Because a lot of times they do find stuff with the COVID after effects. But it made no sense because I was having these breathing symptoms, but there was no issue. And now that he was having the same issues with the breathing, I was like, It's the same fucking shit, man. And also, he was tested for the same shit I was tested for, and he came back negative. So that's another thing. Like, don't get me wrong. You could have an illness, like a physical illness, and, you know, say there's nothing wrong with you because they just can't find it. Because I've had that too with endometriosis. And then be like, oh no, you're fine. But that's because they were reluctant to do a certain test because I was young and, you know, the whole, you know, I'm a female and I'm young and I should have babies and shit. That was the only reason why they didn't do certain tests, because they didn't want to fuck that up. Well, it's already fucked up anyway. But anyway, so I'm not saying it's impossible, you know, to have a bunch of symptoms and not have you know, an answer, because that does happen, okay? But in this case, when it was something so like, I don't know, something that was so obvious that if it was an actual problem, that shit would have been found, okay? That shit would have been found if it was breathing. And they took a deep dive in the lungs of me and this person. So that's how I know. So couldn't do the cleansing in the house either, because the whole, well, I got asthma, and what if this person has to go to the ER, and blah, 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 blah. It was a bunch of excuses, and it was annoying because I saw, okay, at this point, you know, when I astral projected, I think it was, the same day, because I was at the doctor's office myself, getting my routine, you know, bladder injection, because I see, anyway, the bladder injection. So I sat in that office for like a good half hour because, you know, waiting, doctors don't take you on time half the time anymore. So I sat there in meditation and did a walkthrough of that person's room. And I started to see the spider entities put this camouflage on themselves to blend into the walls, to try to make it where I couldn't see them, but I could see them. I could see like the little outlines and shadows and stuff of the spider entities trying to blend into the wall, okay? And it was creepy. And I'm like, yeah, they're still there. And the demonic entity was still there, and the portal in the other room was still there. So I knew I had to go, you know, that's how I knew there was an issue, okay? So yeah, that meditation was before I, you know, showed up. But so anyway, I'm telling them we have to do the cleanse. Like, how can you not do the cleanse? We should at least do the house a little bit so we can like close the one portal at least, right? Nope. So I couldn't do that at all, which was very frustrating. Okay, very frustrating, especially because I traveled an hour and a half. And well, the parents have all the stuff they need to do the cleansing. They just gotta do it. I gave them instructions. I was like, hey, this is what you have to do. And they keep saying, okay, we'll do it. And I keep checking back and they haven't done it. And the person's getting worse and worse. That's the frustrating part. Not gonna lie. And so, yeah, I couldn't do the cleansing. Because this person was having a mental break. Because the entity was making them have a mental break. And he was using the mental illness that this person already had and made it significantly worse, okay? Significantly worse. I'm just so frustrated, okay? And if you guys do this kind of work, you're gonna run into shit like this. You will. So that's why it's important to like understand like my experience. And that's why I'm sharing this experience, because I know this has happened to investigators or people trying to help other people cleanse, you know, negative entities out of their house. But so the day after, okay, I'd start seeing a black shadow in the corner of my room near my closet. Whether it's correlated or not, I don't know for sure, okay? But I thought I would just share it because of the whole timing thing, right? So I see a black entity. It has like a humanoid like body. Sorry. Right? It has a humanoid body with arms, legs, and shit. But it's big, okay? And I saw it in the one night, and I was awake. I wasn't like meditating or anything. I was awake, and I physically saw it. Usually I see things through my third eye. That's why I call myself a mental medium, because I just see it through my third eye. But I saw this shit outright, okay? Okay, it was freaky. And I was like, okay, we have a problem. And so then we skip to the next day, or the next night, right? It's like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, I would say. And I hear a loud cuckoo, like thud in the living room. And I'm thinking, oh shit, someone broke in my fucking house. Well, I did a walkthrough of the house, made sure all the doors were locked. All the doors were locked. I don't ever open the windows, so that's not really ever a problem. But the dog was passed out next to my boyfriend on the floor, so I know it wasn't him playing with his toys. Because sometimes he'll pick up a toy and throw it. You know, especially if there's treats in it. Like, he's a smart dog. Like, he knows how to do shit. And sometimes he'll pick up his toys and throw it out the floor, and that's what it sounded like. So I thought it was him, but it wasn't him, because like I said, he was passed out. And so, you know, while I'm doing the walkthrough, I see like the ball doing a little slow rock, and I'm like, okay, this entity's trying to get my attention. And like I said, I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the video. I forget. I filmed this video like 8,000 times because I kept fucking up. But if I didn't, anyway, I have clear audience, okay? So I can hear shit and I can feel shit. Those are my two main strongest abilities. And so I heard the cuckoo so fucking loud, but I did see the ball go like this, the big rubber ball rocking. And I thought that was suspicious. My boyfriend did not hear it at all. He was passed out. So it's possible that I heard it because of clear audience, or the ball was thrown. It was weird. But so I was like, okay. And I knew how to do the cleansing that day, but of course I was so tired, concussion, still kind of have it. And so I was really tired and I forgot to do it that day. So then the next day, right? My boyfriend is passed out. He wakes up at 2 a.m. I'm a light sleeper now. I used to be not a light sleeper, but because of the paranormal activity, I got so used to waking up when I heard shit. So he woke up and he does not remember this whatsoever. So he claims it was just him sleep talking and dreaming about whatever, right? But he wakes up, he lifts his head up and looks over my shoulder. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong? Are you okay? Because he's just staring creepily. He goes, Venom. And I'm like, what? He's like, Venom, it's Venom. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Oh, big black entity. Kind of does look like Venom. Yeah, he saw the entity. Now, he claims he was dreaming about Spider-Man or whatever. Well, no, he says he doesn't remember about anything, but he thinks he was dreaming about Spider-Man, and that's why he said that, because he doesn't believe in all that stuff, which is fine and okay, he can believe whatever he wants. But my interpretation was he saw the entity that I saw, okay? And I was like, okay, I really have to do the cleansing, because he's waking up, and he doesn't even know he's waking up, and no, it's not him being influenced or possessed. I think, and my theory is he saw it on the astral realm, right? Because he does have astral projection abilities. They're not very advanced, so he can pop in and out once a while. It's very rare for him, but he can do it. And I've been on the astral realm with him, showing him things. Obviously, he don't remember it because he just doesn't remember his dreams, because he doesn't work on remembering them, like writing them down and stuff. But so my theory is that he saw it on the astral realm, but because he was so close to between sleep and not sleep, when he saw it, it woke, like his body was awake and his mind wasn't. I don't know how to explain that better, but so that's how he saw it, and he was just staring at it, and I was just like, we're doing the cleansing in the morning, later, because it was 2 a.m. So later that day, and that was Tuesday. So that was the day of the live. Anyway, I always do the cleansing before the live, no matter what, okay? So I did it, and it seemed to be fine. I haven't had any issues since then. So that's pretty much like being caught up on the updates of what has happened. So yeah, a lot of shit has happened. Now that black entity, I don't know if it's correlated. It could be, but I kind of feel like it's separate in a way. But it's interesting that it looked like Venom, because Venom kind of looked like Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's a spider, and you know what I mean. But I don't know. Do with the information what you will. I don't know. But so that's the update and my experiences since then. So yeah, I might just end that there. But anyway, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, questions, concerns, please leave them down below. I always love to read your comments and engage with y'all. Unfortunately, I can't have a community tab yet because I think I have to have 500 subscribers to do that, which would be so much easier to update you on lives and stuff. But because I don't have enough subs, I can't do that. And that's why I was doing the shorts, to like advertise when I do my lives. So if the shorts confuse you, I am sorry. Like the Premiere settings on the Streamlabs thing I've been using is all fucked up and it confuses people. So that's why I went to shorts. But anyway, yeah, take care everyone and peace out.